friends, this is Emily with burlapkitchen.com, where I'm all about simplicity. Today we're going to be making a cute craft using the wooden craft squares from the Dollar Tree that one of my sweet followers had sent me, and a pack of gift bags that I got for Big Lots. Now these gift bags came in a pack of about 6 for $3, so if you grab 2 packs of the craft squares, you could actually make 12 ornaments because the wood craft squares are 6 in a pack. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm using this one because I already worked off of it, so I'm going to just use the other side of the bag. And you want to cut around, you want to cut it out, and then we're going to go ahead and carefully tear the back handle off. You want to be super careful when you're doing this, as you don't want to rip into your picture. So now we actually are going to rip it, but we're just going to rip the edges. We're going to rip all around each edge. This is just going to give a real primitive farmhouse type look to our project. And I'm just kind of measuring it, putting it on there, ripping a little more as needed. In a perfect world, this would have fit on here perfectly, but my picture was just a hair too big. So I did have to rip a few pieces of my picture that I didn't want to, but it still turned out super cute. I would recommend just taking the craft squares with you when you go to pick out your gift bag, and then you can sort of lay it over top and eyeball to make sure it fits right. Now don't forget when you're doing that too that you are going to rip some off. So now I'm going to go ahead and put some rubber gloves on. I'm doing this because we're working with Minwax stain. Anytime I work with a stain like this, I always wear gloves because if I don't, my hands will be stained for a week or two. So the way that I do this is I take a very old rag and I dip it in the stain. I wipe it all over my project, the edges, everywhere, really good, and then I just wipe it right back off. I'm going to use some of the Afraid Not. This color is cotton. The white color is called cotton. I forget the name of the green color. I will try to link that in the descriptions. But I'm going to use these to make I'm going to turn this little wood block, make it look real rustic. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to dip it into the green paint first, and we're going to dry brush over it. I'm just using one of the cheap chip brushes. And like I said, this will just give that sort of farmhouse antique type look that everyone loves so much. So now I'm going to go ahead and dip it into the white, and I'm going to do the same thing, and you can see how that just kind of gives a real nice texture, and it looks like sort of like old chippy wood. And I love the green coming through. The green just really complements the gift bag that I'm using, and the final project is going to look so nice. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dry this, make sure everything's really dry before moving on. And now I'm going to take some Mod Podge, and I'm going to Mod Podge directly to the back of my project, or the paper square that we cut out. And you want to make sure you get the edges really good so it sticks down nicely. And now we're just going to stick it right on top, try to center it, smooth everything out really well. This gift bag is sort of like a brown paper bag type gift bag, if you know what I mean. And it went on so nice. It went on really smoothly. So I would suggest looking for a bag similar to the one I used. And now I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that's dry before moving on. And now we're going to go and take my gloves, and I'm going to stain again. I sort of screwed this up. What I should have did was stained over the little picture that we ripped out first, and then Mod Podged it on, because when I applied my stain, it kind of I'm trying to think of how it sort of smeared all my colors together, and I couldn't see the white chippy look that I wanted. So it kind of like blended those colors together, if that makes sense. So like I said, I would recommend staining it first and then applying it to your project. So now we're going to go ahead. It still turned out super cute though. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to paint over the entire project with some Mod Podge, and I'm going to add some glitter. You can totally skip this step if you want, but like I said in my last project from last night, I love glitter at Christmas. I love to see it. So we're now going to take some wire, and I forgot to mention at the beginning, totally forgot to mention this, but I did drill 2 holes in this wood square before I started. So drilled 2 holes up in the corner, and I just took some old rusty wire, and I'm just going to put it in and curl the ends. Now, if you don't have rusty wire, you don't have a drill, you could always just go ahead and hot glue some twine to the back, and that would still look super cute. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm using like it came in with the polyfill. So that's what, I don't know what it's even called, but that's what I'm using to curl this down. A pencil would work nicely. And then I just kind of smush it down against the wood. Now I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on each of the sharp ends of the wire just so I don't cut myself. And guys, that is it. This is a super easy project that's going to look adorable on your Christmas tree as an ornament, or even maybe on a package to give someone as a gift. So for more fun ideas just like this one, please visit burlapkitchen.com. Thank you.